What's up, Zoltan?
You're quite the general, Zoltan.
Why not call me a bloody marshal? Saskia's got it into her head it's either me or Yarpen. We drew straws, and I lost. It's good you're up. Henselt will be here any minute.
Why? Would he be disappointed not to see me?
He'd be bloody depressed.
Right. Defeating Henselt won't be easy.
Henselt's experienced at waging wars, too.
Experienced, my Once they stand beneath the walls, we'll douse them in hot oil and set them ablaze. Just do your part, and Cadwenny heads will fly like fattened horseflies. The Cadwenny are coming! They multiplied or what?
Time to give them a taste of hot oil.
There are valves in the cauldron sides. You need to clear them. I'll take the left side, you get the right.
Okay.
Hurry up, get up. We don't cover them in oil, we cover us with them.
Yeah, man.
I'll make mincemeat of your arse! Together!
That hot oil was a great idea.
Dude, no. Dude, if they cannot do damage to me, I should be able to do damage to their bro. Retrieve all those Zoltan. They really want to retreat. I can take care of them, bro.
Stop farting around.
Yeah.
Uncovered! Close the gate! Yes, sir. Stop farting around. To the walls! Like a shot!
At once, brave leader.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
Hold the lines! Show them how Adernian soldiers fight!
Upper air down. Saskia!
No, I don't know, just, you know, knock down the ladder. Alright, you guys can come up here if you want. I'm not gonna change anything.
Raise your axes!
Hey, why are you doing that, girl?
A few moments later.
Can I do anything about these? Hey, why is there more so coming, bro?
20 minutes later.
Dude, stop defending. You're just defending my shit, bro.
Repel those Cadwenny rags.
They won't give up easily.
They'll return if they're thick as bricks. To find bricks falling on their head.
Another assault is coming! Get ready! The day will be ours! It must be!
Can we just destroy this shit, guys?
2 hours later.
Knock down the ladders. What are you guys doing?
But seeing those ruffians run was worth the effort.
They'll be back. They're as stubborn as a dwarven farmer.
But their balls are much smaller.
I need your help, Witcher.
I'm hearing that more often lately.
Seems you're irreplaceable. Listen, tunnels run beneath the town and connect the keep with the dwarven mines.
Who knows about them?
Almost no one, but I decided to secure them anyway and sent a detachment of scouts. None of them returned.
Then I'll take a little excursion beyond the town walls.
Now's the perfect time. Henselt's men lick their wounds like flogged bitches.
They'll need about an hour to regroup troops and set up formation for another assault. Let's not waste time. I'll come with you.
You shouldn't go. It's too dangerous.
I thought you more keen. Since when do I avoid danger? The defenses are well prepared. Everyone knows their task. Besides, we'll make it in time.
I'd rather you assigned me an able troop of men.
I won't reform ranks now. This formation is effective. If they don't strike suddenly from the mines, we should hold through the siege.
You're in charge. Lead on.
Let's hurry. You surprise me more and more. I thought witches stayed out of politics.
I'm not interested in politics.
Yet you stand on our side.
That's the whole army.
I stand on
Nobody
Zoltan's
else.
side. Your
Maybe they have a problem
Would you
fucking
join
in
them
fair
if they fought
Kedwin.
under a Kedwenny banner?
No dwarf would fight for Henselt. Stay behind me, Saskia.
A chivalrous witcher. Another surprise.
The world's upside down.
That was a waste. Okay. Oh, God damn it. Beautiful. Locked it.
My lord, we'll soon reach Bergen. You'll take them by surprise.
Bergen is in danger, and the Virgin of Edirne roams the caves with a witcher. I understand. Your cherry is aching, and thoughts turn to pleasure before death. Kill them.
Dodge, bro. Oh my god. Another fucking roguelike stupid mission. Dude, fuck off. Come the f on, dude. She's a dragon. Nice.
I know a woman is flighty, but to that scale?
Now you know my greatest secret. I had no choice. They would have killed you.
I understand how you stood this oxen. Is you at the siege of La Vallecasa?
A dragon appeared during the siege of the Lavalettes' castle.
I was helping Arian Lavalette.
Why?
He fought against tyranny and its transgressions. I understood him very well. Vergen could have used someone like him.
Does anyone else know?
Deathmold.
I meant allies. Yorvith?
Yorvith invented the whole Dragonslayer story. He believes Edirne needs someone like me, and someone like me needs a legend. He was right.
Now I understand how you could combat such a powerful toxin.
Philippa is a great sorceress.
Even she couldn't have saved you if you were human.
You're a witcher, so you know a lot about us.
Only golden dragons have the power to assume any form.
My father was a knight with bright eyes. He treated life like a beautiful adventure. He loved humans and tried to understand them. Thanks to him, I believe every man is equal, and liberty shouldn't be peddled. Father claimed the world to be filled with chaos and order. Chaos equals aggression. Order is the defense against it.
What happened to him?
He taught me to live among humans and moved on. Dragons do that.
If a dragon helped Vergen's defenders, Henselt wouldn't stand a chance.
I thought about that. But what would happen to Upper Edirne when the dust settles?
They renounce you, that's not something you can foresee.
You'd have to leave.
Yes. The people of Edirne know me as the Dragonslayer. That's why they respect me. Maybe not the only reason, but if they learned I'm a dragon, they'd feel betrayed.
But if Vergen falls, your ideals will be vanquished. Maybe averting that is worth the sacrifice.
Let's for a moment assume I revealed my dual nature. Who would lead Upper Edirne? Do you see a replacement for me?
It's hard to imagine one that compares to you.
Dwarves will support their own candidate, elves theirs, and humans will start looking for a king. That's why I must ask you to keep this knowledge to yourself. We'll have to deal with Henselt without a dragon's help. And we will. Also thanks to you. I'll never forget what you're doing for Edirne, no matter your reasons, Witcher.
Let's go. The defenders need you.
What happened while I was gone, Zoltan?
The fun is about to begin. Herdsman Henselt personally leads all his cattle here.
We'll win. Is that all?
We've got unexpected guests.
Who?
I think one of them's a she. Ugly like shite after winter, but she's got tits. You should have seen our lads' faces when those eyesores entered the courtyard.
Did they say why they went to help us?
Wizard good. Wizard's foe is Troll's foe.
I met this pair. They can be of use.
Good. We want to create a land without prejudice.
When news that Henselt will personally lead the assault spread, the spirit of our lads fell into the gutter.
Tell them, Zoltan, that if they don't believe in victory, they might as well fly a white flag.
I tried, but they still look down.
Gather the defenders, Zoltan. Why so quiet? I thought you'd be merry. King Henselt himself will honor us with a visit.
We're all going to die.
We can't repel the attack.
Henselt is invincible.
We won't be fighting mere minions, but their king. And the king himself will have to recognize our victory. Could a soldier dream of better than defeating a monarch? Or maybe you're afraid to fight. Maybe we should fly a white flag. It's so simple. Henselt will quickly set up his order here. Inns will be marked humans only. Dwarves will choke in the mines. Elves will perish, hunted in the forests. Lords will slaughter peasants because they didn't bow low enough. Is that the land you want to leave to your children?
No!
Never!
You're shitting bricks because Henselt is coming! Who is he? A god? No. He has arms, legs, and blood, as red as any of ours. If he dares to cross these walls, then we'll gladly spill some of it.
Yes!
Get Henselt!
Long live Saskia!
Many of you won't see the light of dawn again. Many won't return to your women or drink with friends. But we will care for and honor their graves when they enter the earth. Adernian earth. Those who survive will live with their heads held high, for only such a life makes sense. Now, to arms and to the walls, let's show Henselt real war!
How the f*** you're gonna lose to this guy, man?
They're coming!
We will again.
Take a few more Kedway ounces! Attack!
Henselt will pay dearly for this siege.
1 week later.
Hey, seriously? Where the f*** have you been, dude? Terrorist murders Death Squad. Our freedom fighters is an uneven battle, noble in their suffering. It all depends on your point of view. I help your vet, I gave him my trust. I joined Saskia and took the side of the rebels, their new values and ideals. Time will tell if I was right. Well, it's not like I had a choice to join Henselt anyways. One thing's for sure. Owls are the best archers who have ever walked this earth.
Yorveth, that's what I call an entrance.
I have to admit, the squirrel has style.
Not all is lost. We need to cut off Henselt's escape.
Where the hell was he at the beginning,
He
bro?
looks as if he likes it here.
He'll change his mind. Join Yorveth and shut the main gate.
Yarpen says Death Mold's magic damaged it.
Yarpen knows fuck all about gates. Cover my arse and I'll close it.
The fate of the battle hangs on it, Dwarf.
There's no bloody gate that Zoltan Chive can't close.
Yorveth, we need to get to the main gate, now.
Admit it. You thought I wouldn't come back, Windblade?
You're hellishly good. We need to stop Henselt from retreating.
Did he
Then
leave?
force him to try it.
There's no time to waste. To the gate!
Bergen besieged.
Done!
They're cut off like sitting ducks.
Maybe they'll surrender.
Maybe they won't.
Sire, your orders.
I gave him my name. Would he have known? Ah, he still knows my face. I don't know.
We surrender.
Okay.
The battle is over, King.
You won, and the victors state their terms.
You know my terms. You will relinquish Eden and sign an act of unconditional surrender in which you'll promise your troops will never cross the Pontar.
Is that all?
You'll pay war reparations and recognize the free realm of Upper Eden with Saskia of Vergen at its head.
What about me and my men? What awaits us?
Freedom. It's a great thing. Look how many of my soldiers died defending it.
How much do you want?
We'll discuss the war reparations in detail at Loc Muinne before esteemed witnesses. There's one thing Saskia didn't mention.
I'm listening.
Since the dawn of time, wars were, are, and will yet be. One side wins, the other loses. But military conflict should be carried out under chivalrous rules and laws.
What's your point, sorceress?
War criminals, including Deathmold, must be punished.
I need an advisor.
War criminals must be punished.
You'll have a new advisor. Sheila de Tanzeville.
No.
Has this witch gone mad?
It's a necessary condition.
Deathmold committed a crime and he
She
must
was a
be
part of the
punished.
thing with Triss, is she not?
As you wish.
Executed.
Hell no.
Don't allow them to harass me like a dog.
Yeah, that guy, bro.
You'll see how a real sorcerer dies, foolish whores!
Why did he have a freaking lightning rod as a chicken, bro? That was his staff? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't care about this guy, bro. Before he says, she's a dragon. Oh, I was way too late.
Swear an oath and you'll walk free.
Who am I negotiating with anyway?
Philippa Eilhart and I speak with one voice.
Be wary of the sorceresses. They often forget whose perch is higher.
Philippa is my advisor.
We await your decision, King.
It's not
I,
like trust
King
Philip neither.
Henselt, Lord of Kedwin, swear before witnesses
He's
that I
literally
will
next to Triss the whole
Edenian
time.
borders. I recognize Saskia of Vergen's reign in the realm of the Pontar Valley, and I swear to pay war reparations in the amount agreed upon at Loc Muinne.
You're free.
Show the king the way out.
Don't kill him.
It's time to go, Saskia.
Yes.
I don't like it.
What?
Saskia. I know her well. She's never behaved like that.
Her eyes look as if she's taken Fistek.
I assure you, she doesn't use it. Let's follow them.
I mean, she did kiss her, so... Find Saskia in the Sorcerer's Court. Oh, hey, they're leaving.
They disappeared.
A teleport.
Let's search Eilhart's house. She was in a hurry. Maybe she left something.
Search for... I mean, she did revive her.
Let's take a look.
It's probably all these stupid witches are working together and they just need Triss for something, bro. Oh, can I freaking someone get over there? I don't think I can. Hey, can you move the bed for me, bro?
Got nothing. Except for women's finery.
She left some notes.
Over here. I've got something.
Venoms and poison.
What is it?
A tome of potion recipes.
We've no time to read books.
Sorceresses carefully guard books like this.
Not that carefully. After all, she left it behind.
She was in a hurry.
Could this book have anything to do with the Dragon Slayer?
It may have something to do with the dragon. I forgot, does he know? Yeah, he
Most
does
things in this
know. I'm
land
pretty
seem
sure.
to have something to do with Saskia, the dragon.
How do you know?
She told me.
Then keep your mouth shut, Gwynblade, because if...
I know what will happen if they learn, Yorvith. I've found Thaumadour's recipe.
Eilhart already told us the ingredients for mage pain. How's it relevant?
Usually the recipe for an antidote is right next to the one for the poison.
I can recite it exactly. Royal blood, an immortelle, a dragon's dream, and petals from a rose of remembrance.
Yet this book doesn't even mention a rose of remembrance.
I recall perfectly that Eilhart said a rose of remembrance combined with an immortelle heals the mind.
Yeah.
What if she lied? Maybe it doesn't heal the mind, but influences it. Philippa passed the flower to Saskia through a kiss, the symbol of love and perdition.
I'm confused.
I think Philippa subjugated Saskia's mind by adding the rose to the antidote.
I'll kill that bitch.
Philippa has magic and an obedient dragon at her command. She could have a strong influence on the conference.
But what does she want?
We can only learn that in Loc Muinne.
Let's go then, Gwynblade.
Geralt! Saskia's disappeared. People are getting riled.
Dwarves too!
Is bound by a spell. Let's negotiate with the king.
Saskia's spellbound. Philippa controls her.
I trust
You're
these guys.
shitting me.
I knew something was up. I could feel it. She ordered Deathmold executed, no trial, just like that. A gesture from Philippa is all it took.
That bastard deserved it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Zoltan had ordered it, as vengeful as he is. But Saskia?
Where is she?
Philippa's taken her to Loc Muinne. I'm going after Saskia, with Yorvith. Everything suggests those responsible for Foltest's death will be at Loc Muinne.
Some still say you killed him.
I've got to stop that drivel. Don't have a choice, but you do.
The elite of the North is gathering at Loc Muinne. I couldn't forgive myself if I wasn't there. It'd be a sin against art.
Art of poking your nose in others' business.
You'll be needed here until Saskia returns. Order must prevail. There can be no strife. The victory over Henselt was an important step, but only the first on a long road.
The hymn I composed could help.
Vergen will need many more songs.
I certainly hope our paths will cross again, Geralt of Rivia.
Stop dramatizing. You can be sure of that. We've got unfinished business of our own.
Huh? Oh, aye.
Let's go then, Gwynblade.
Alright. Complete chapter 2.
To Tanserville. I'd sensed from the start that some dark mystery lay behind that cold countenance. Following the demise of the Council and Conclave, there was no one left to keep the mages in line. But regicide? Why? What was this all about? It seemed these questions would be answered at Loc Muinne, an ancient city amidst mountains, the remnants of the civilization of the Vrans, whose dusk had come long ago. And you would be right to ask, why did you not set out for Loc Muinne, Master Dandelion? Vergen was free, yet what is freedom without its awareness? It might too easily pass from hand to hand were a nation to lack individuals capable of pointing the way. I remained in the Paltar Valley. That is the task fate seemed to assign me, to safeguard freedom as it budded and bloomed. Who knows, I may yet prove freedom's bard. Yet forever feeling a vast, shared responsibility for the fate of the North, I dispatched to Loc Muinne my faithful and capable friend, Geralt of Rivia. Have I mentioned his disdain for politics? Well, it was at Loc Muinne where he could finally give vent to it.
All the witches are working together, man. Except Triss. 1 week later. This guy.
Me vertrouwd het een Bellengrek.
Visse dein ip kiezeret, net en verbtene, het en krisa. Do you know what this is?
I know.
Who it is?
Triss Merigold. Until recently advisor to King Foltest. Artifact compression. A complicated spell.
Is she alive?
Her life processes are on hold, but it is reversible. Though, very difficult.
You created a portal between Loc Muinne and Nilfgaard. You should manage the figurine.
Stand back. I cannot be sure how her body will react to decompression.
No pentagrams, candles, spilt blood.
It figures you'd know little about magic, Ambassador. It matters not.
We need her alive, Asira. Make sure her body survives decompression well.
I'll do what I can. But she will be disoriented for some time.
That's it. He's about to be naked. I'm killing this Then. Yep.
What is your name? Oh. Tell me your name. Triss!
Yeah.
Vise getocht gedein.
Okay.
Vise esped eb wovret. Dartocht eb nedling derien. Mehen eveneens eb turin. Me puft en alverdeg. Merigold. Your name is Triss Merigold.
Now he's gonna manipulate her. Great. Not gonna remember us.
I recognize this valley. This path leads to the city gates.
Damn monsters. Drags everywhere. When were you here last?
A long time ago by your measure. King, we're wasting time.
These mountains.
I don't hear what you were saying. It's because if I turn up the dialogue too much, the S's and everything is just gonna be so loud.
Long ago, the sources of the Pontard did not freeze over.
Give me a little bit, brother. Hold on, brother. Never mind, brother. I guess I can't go there.
Knights of the Flaming Rose at a peace summit.
I wonder whose side they're on.
On that of whoever paid them.
Should avoid being spotted. Nice of the other outside.
They made camp outside the city walls. Means they're not here in an official capacity.
Are they on vacation?
Maybe they just don't want to stand out.
Eilhart has a dragon up her sleeve. Radovid has invited a unit of the Order's knights.
Don't forget Sheila and Henselt.
It should be an interesting peace summit.
Any idea who might have summoned them?
Radovid. Now the scum of the Order wear the Redanian coat of arms as they burn pyres. Witch hunts are their favorite pastime, or so I've heard.
Radovid witnessed what the Order did in Vizima. He saw the Grand Master's madness with his own eyes. Yet he gave them a new home. For a good reason, I expect.
That's easy. He needed a whip against Eilhart.
Shouldn't let them see you.
I know. To them, a good elf is a dead elf.
It's not because you're an elf. It's because you're Yorvith.
I'll try to enter the city through the caves. I'd advise you to do the same.
The knights will know I'm wanted. You know of a passage?
I know of a cave nearby. There are many ways to enter Loc Muinne, my friend. If Radovid has summoned the Order, I'm certain the others have brought their armies as well. The city must be full of soldiers. All of them sitting as if on a witch's bomb, waiting for a spark. But that may be to our advantage. If the rulers have holed themselves up in camps, it should be easy to move about between them.
Let's go before we get noticed.
I thought I was going to the right way anyways. Oh, yeah.
Good you're here. Look what I found.
Keep your distance.
Already forgotten that a similar creature hung around my cave.
There's a forested valley on the other side of the city, once teeming with wildlife. The royal delegations arrived here that way.
I know. That's why we went around. What exactly killed the Vrans?
As the years went by and the climate turned colder, the Vrans had less and less food. Their hunters descended to the lowlands, where they encountered the first human settlers and their plagues, typhus, dysentery, and pneumonia. The Vrans began to fall ill.
Guess they'll never learn.
They tried to save themselves, building an aqueduct and sewers that rivaled today's. But it grew colder, and the canals remained frozen for most of the year. When the elves arrived, they encountered only ghosts, a dead city falling into ruin. The Enshe rebuilt it, restored its former beauty. Humans did not arrive here for many more years. Marshal Raupenek...
He proved himself more deadly than all diseases combined. He attacked at night, murdering all the city's inhabitants. Most families died in their homes.
We're in Loc Muinne.
We're on the fringes somewhere. We should find what we came for nearer the main quarters.
Let's go.
I should explore somewhere. That gargoyles. Did I do anything? Brother, dude. Off. I don't care about targeting. Targeting is gonna. Yeah.
2 hours later.
Dude, fucking open sesame this shit, bro. I'm sure I'll be able to come back anyways, bro.
They gagged Philippa in the nick of time. She almost cast a spell. Rotting in the Redanian dungeon now in special shackles.
Radovid's right to show the witches their place.
I wonder what they'll do to her. Either the executioner or the monsters will have their fun. They say Loc Muinne's dungeons are full of scum of all kinds.
No idea what they locked her up for, but every sorceress is guilty of something.
True enough. Not likely to see anyone weeping for her.
A dungeon befits Philippa Eilhart very well, though gallows would be even better.
If they killed her, you can forget about healing Saskia.
They must guard her as heavily as the Emperor's bedchamber. We'll not get in there.
I'm in no hurry to visit the Emperor's bedchamber, but we've got to get into the dungeon.
Look for a passage through the sewers. I'll locate Eilhart's quarters. If she didn't expect to be arrested, I may find something interesting there.
If I let them arrest me, it'll be easier, but then I can't fucking explore.
The tunnels beneath the city sound reasonable.
They used to lead almost everywhere, though some passages may have collapsed during the fires.
Maybe I do get
Still
locked
worth a
up.
shot.
Let's go then.
I'll find Philippa. You search her quarters.
Right. We learned a lot the last time we browsed through her things. Va fail, Gwynblade.
I stay in prison or get the guard's attention. Either way, I might fuck up anyways and end up getting locked up soon. Can I do damage to this fucker, man? Oh my god. Dude. Die. Jesus Christ, dude. Might as well just be taken by the guards at this point.
You? Here?
Brother. You guys see how many shits there were? Jesus. Let's get on water this anyways.
What are you doing here?
I worked awfully hard to see Philippa Eilhart in chains.
I doubt you'll be so witty once we're standing side by side on the scaffold.
Unlike you, I've done nothing that would get me hanged.
To them, you're a kingslayer. I assure you, Radovid's torturers will make you admit to anything. Even intercourse with trolls.
Radovid's no idiot. He knows I'm innocent. Besides, I helped him once.
Radovid is a politician. He'd gladly show the world he's an avenger of fallen kings.
Sure, but before he does that, he'll gladly hear about your exploits in Vergen.
By aiding the rebels, I weakened Henselt's position, and that's of paramount importance. Radovid is king of the hill. He has the deciding vote during the summit, thanks, among others, to me.
Is that why he dumped you in this dungeon?
This, Witcher, is a little misunderstanding.
Did you know from the start that Saskia was a dragon?
I had suspected she was not what she seemed to be for some time, though I did not learn the truth until she fell poisoned and I could examine her thoroughly.
I've seen the list of antidote ingredients. Not a word about the Rose of Remembrance.
Well, we all prefer to have loyal allies. The Rose of Remembrance is very powerful. Even as a she-dragon, Saskia could not resist my spell.
Why don't you summon her? You could use some help now.
Dimeritium blocks all magic, telepathy included.
Someone's coming.
Your Majesty.
I've waited long for this meeting. You left Redania so suddenly I had no chance to give you the send-off you so richly deserved.
Your Majesty, I fail to understand why I have been arrested. I've done nothing but serve Redania's interests, supporting the rebellion, undermining Henselt, risking my own reputation on your behalf.
I'm no longer the little boy who believed your every word.
Why do you do this, Radovid? I was there at your most trying hours. Without me, you would not be the man you are. I don't understand.
You understand very well. You conspired against my father Vizimir, and against me. The entire Redanian court once trembled in fear of Philippa Eilhart.
Untrue, sire. You must let me explain. What are your charges, your majesty?
Ambassador.
Triss Merigold was kind enough to compile a list of persons making up the secret society known as the Lodge of Sorceresses. Some Nilfgaardian sorceresses were members as well, but you need not be bothered with them, my lady.
Triss, you're mad!
The Lodge ordered Demaven killed. It ordered Foltest killed. I suspect you played a part in my father's death. And if I released you from the Dimeritium, you'd kill me too. You're finished, Eilhart. There will be a trial, due process, everything as it should be. But know that you shall not wriggle out of this. You shall be convicted of conspiracy, treason, and regicide. They'll rip your flesh from you in bits before they burn you at the stake. Throughout my childhood, I felt your cold stare on the back of my neck. When I issued orders, my subjects would search with their eyes for Philippa Eilhart's gesture of consent. The entire court at Tretogor looked on as you humiliated me. All Redania laughed behind my back. You taught me to look everyone in the eye. Forced them to lower their gaze, do you remember? A king must never show weakness, uncertainty, you said. I've mastered that skill. Yet there is one I could never force to submit. You. You've one chance to shorten your suffering. Admit to everything, here and now in the ambassador's presence. Look me in the eye and repent. Submit. As you wish. Torturer, put out those vile eyes.
You're making a grave error, sire.
We will talk again, witch. I refused to believe it when they told me Geralt of Rivia was in my dungeon. The Geralt I know wouldn't let himself be captured.
I was really hankering for a tour of your dungeon, sire.
What's so interesting about it?
The guests.
I apologize for the dismal company you're in, Witcher. Fortunately, Eilhart won't be with us much longer.
I beg your mercy, not for myself, but for Triss Merigold.
Your friend is now in Ambassador Fitz-Estelin's hands.
I know, but surely Shillard won't deny you a small favor, sire.
Forgive me, but I can't be sure that I won't require grander favors from Nilfgaard. The fate of entire nations will be decided in this city. Individuals are irrelevant.
The Nilfgaardian ambassador mentioned an organization of sorceresses. Just so happens I'm interested in the plans of this lodge.
Those plans should interest no one, because the lodge will soon cease to exist. I've nothing against you personally, Witcher, but you've gone from being an uninvited guest to being an awkward witness.
I understand I'm in for an extended tour.
You certainly shan't leave here before the summit ends.
I'm flattered, sire, but you overestimate me if you think I could influence it in any way.
Politics is like a complicated puzzle. Every piece may prove useful, or equally useless, even harmful. A breakthrough awaits us here at Loc Muinne, by my hand no less. This will be no second Thaned. Soon, everyone will learn what the Redanian king is capable of. You'll excuse me, but it's time for the summit.
Radovid is capable, but too young. He has yet to understand that only the dead remain truly silent. Because Redania is doing Nilfgaard a favor, I feel obliged to help the king in return.
Let Triss go.
That would be foolish. If there truly is a place we go after leaving this Vale of Tears, you'll meet her there soon enough. Allow me to relieve the Redanian executioner.
What favor do you mean? You can tell me. Just like you said, the dead keep their secrets.
That's true, but I prefer to be cautious. I promise to reveal every last detail as soon as your body is cold. Pity you won't live to see it. Loc Muinne's in for a huge surprise. Both the mages and the kings.
Nobody likes others to decide for them. That's especially true of kings.
You're dangerous, Witcher, and too independent. In time, Radovid will thank me, and he won't be alone. Kill him, but beware his sorcery.
Hold him, Heart.
What? We're supposed to... Oh my god, I didn't see it, bro. Blended in with the colors in the background. And I had to start from... again. I know I was gonna try the other way.
I don't believe you killed Foltest.
I didn't.
But a bounty is a bounty. I'm sure you understand. As a professional. It's nothing personal.
One more windbag.
I knew we'd meet again.
Not you.
Silgrat doesn't forget humiliation.
What do you want?
You won't win this time. All of Edern will know the power of Silgrat's fist. Stand and fight. Be off! Oh, the fucking shame.
I guess you're here about the war with Kedwin.
They wouldn't let us near Natalis, and Radovid refuses an audience. Scandalous. The mages drone on about their coven of advisors, but even they don't take us seriously. Perhaps the prince could get something, but I'm not certain they'll let him into the talks. Henselt protested, and the others are too cowardly to stand up to him. As a result, we are not officially here.
Henselt can't openly interfere in your matters.
Who's to stop him? He claims the prince is preparing to set a dangerous precedent by eradicating serfdom.
Terrible crime. Next thing you know, he'll do away with court protocol. The mages will be overjoyed if you sign their treaty. Any idea who'd be the advisor in Vengerberg?
They insist on appointing the advisors themselves, though I doubt Saskia will accept that.
Anything can happen.
That lass will allow no one to control her. I've been observing her. She's a splendid commander.
Making her even more dangerous if anyone manages to manipulate her.
I'm not sure I understand.
Just thinking aloud.
I found the Zoomers.
Are you the mighty Numa?
Who's up?
Someone who wants to see if you're...
Then come to the circus and watch me rip...
You've got a big mouth.
And you've pissed off the mighty Numa. Put down your...
I've always been the curious sort.
Dude, that's bullshit, man.
They say which...
Scalen burdened.
And you believe...
It's you, Fact is, you could only get that kind of...
Fuck you! You're as low...
I was clear. You're a con.
One more word and I'll...
How will you do that? You'll lose your coordination.
Alright. Show me what you got, mutant. Let go! Enough! I won't cheat, I promise! My little ace tits!
There's always a first time.
If I give you something, will you keep this to yourself? The circus finds out I lost, they'll can me. The mighty Numa must be...
All right. Thanks.
Now you tell me. I don't work with sorceresses. This is no job for me.
What's going on? Are you about to fight?
The Conclave has forbidden dueling.
You can't just back out. We agreed. We have commitments to fulfill.
You did take an advance on your fee.
And I'm keeping it. Don't you follow me.
Witcher Geralt. A sight for sore eyes you are.
May we speak? Didn't expect to see you again. Certainly not here.
Loc Muinne is an intriguing place.
For scientists especially.
We've mounted a small expedition and require protection.
What kind of expedition are we talking about?
We have irrefutable evidence that Epte Henna's laboratory is located in Loc Muinne.
We need an armed man to protect us from the filth in the sewers. They're infested with monsters.
The details you'll get from our employer.
A sorceress.
I know a thing or two about monsters. And about sorceresses. What's this one's name?
I'm sorry, but we cannot disclose her name until you agree to join us.
Nice talking to you then.
Cynthia! Her name is Cynthia!
Yep.
What was Der Hannah doing in this city?
Everyone's heard of his 1,000 genie curse, but few know that he also had a penchant for the history of Loc Muinne. He was particularly interested in the Vrans and their ultimate decline as a civilization. In his memoirs, he mentions that he left his archive here. That's how we pinpointed the location of his laboratory.
You did?
The sorceress did, in point of fact.
But we're the ones who know everything about Der Hannah.
I wrote my dissertation about the man. To arrive at the laboratory, we must pass through the sewers.
Remember that potion you gave me back in Flotsam?
Of course. How's the experiment going? Noticed any side effects?
Or peculiar interactions with other potions?
Yeah, every time I mix it with vodka, my tongue gets hairy. Tell you what, I'll catch up to you when I'm ready to go. Where will I find you?
We're off to the Crypt of Mages.
It's beneath that tower.
I'm collecting information about
The Wild Hunt. A retinue of wraiths who speed across the heavens upon skeletal horses. Positive proof.
Crawford. Sorties.
That, at least, is what I remember from the lectures.
Anything on the wild?
I'd avoid the topic altogether. Nothing.
I'll take my chances. I need to know why the wraiths carry off youths.
This knowledge has never been recorded, which doesn't.
Well, I'd like to acquire it.
In the chasms beneath Loc Muinne, there is a sword that once belonged to an elf.
And nobody's gone to look for it?
There are mages who seek it still, but the sword is well concealed. They say he who handles it will...
Nice place. Has character, tradition. You're not bothered?
Thaned was also built by the elves. I know Loc Muinne's history. We will return it to its...
I'd like to...
We're merely waiting for the treaty to be signed.
Why aren't you restoring your palaces?
Only the academy at Aratuza Palace continues to operate there. The other Besides, Loc Muinne has greater potential. It's full of ley lines and natural sources of the power.
Then I'm glad it'll be in the charge of such experienced and responsible people. The previous count...
I certainly hope so. We'll start by implementing...
You'll spy on each other?
It's necessary.
You mean it wasn't excess ambition and lust for power?
Correct password. Forward, backwards.
Welcome, Chosen One.
Who are you?
The Ancients vested my soul with the task of operating their most prized artifact as a means of rewarding those proclaimed Chosen One.
How exactly does the artifact work?
It allows me to rectify certain errors of the past and enhance the skills of the Chosen One to render him closer to how he would wish to be. However, remember, all things in nature have their price, and this price varies. Are you ready?
Open a character development panel and match your...
Your Majesty.
The Philippa Eilhart problem has been resolved. We must return to camp.
Wait here, Excellency. We'll scout ahead.
You're not easy to find.
Look what they did to me. Radovid. To think I taught him magic tricks when he was just a boy. Free me, Geralt. I have to get out of here. Do you hear me? Help me.
You'll answer a few questions first.
I'll put Triss in danger.
Was Shillard telling the truth about the Lodge, the assassinations?
He said exactly what Radovid wanted to hear. Half-truths, musings stripped of context, which differ very little from lies.
Did Triss take part in all this?
She's clean in those terms. Innocent as a child, but only to a point. I assure you, she has not been honest with you about many other matters.
Why did all this happen? Murdering monarchs, what interests did it serve? I can't fathom.
Help me get out of here and I'll explain all and lift the spell from Saskia. Take these shackles off me and lead me to my house. I beg you. I'll tell you everything. everything.
How does the spell work?
Saskia's will and mine are one. She cannot resist me. But fear not. There's no suffering involved. She merely believes me to be the most wonderful person in the world. As if she were in love. You know what's most beautiful? In spite of all this, she seems unchanged. She's retained her charm, her valor, her honor.
Where's Saskia?
When I was arrested, she was with Sheila. They must be on their way to the deliberations by now.
I didn't track you alone. Yorvith can't wait to see you again.
My death would change little. Yorvith and all like him have no right to judge others.
Clock's ticking. Time is of the essence.
Why do you do this? Would you take vengeance on a blind woman?
Shillard said they've got Triss. I have to free her before they put out her eyes too.
Going to the Nilfgaardian camp is suicide.
And leaving a friend is villainy.
Only I know how to break the spell that holds Saskia. Get me out of here. If I die, she'll remain forever spellbound.
I'm saving Triss.
Saskia will remain an enslaved monster through your wickedness. You deserve to die.
Even if you reach Triss, you will not free her.
Sure I will. I'll trade Shillard for her.
And what will Yorvith say when he learns you abandoned Saskia?
You worry about what he'll do to you. I doubt he'll see your blindness as sufficient punishment.
Do you think Merigold's innocent?
You have no right to judge her. Goodbye, Eilhart.
Technically, I should help Triss. Or I guess Saskia.
Move your ass, Excellency.
This is preposterous. What do you aim to achieve?
I want to see Triss. How did you get in here?
Put that sword down.
Only after I cut your throat. The choice is yours.
I know of a tunnel.
Then you can be my guide.
20 minutes later.
Get the commander! And your ambassador will never see Nilfgaard's son again.
My men won't let you leave here alive.
They will if you ask them to, Excellency, and I believe you will.
Reynold Ep Madsen's orders come from the Emperor himself. He'd rather die than give you Merigold.
Then he'll die.
No, mark my words. You will. Unless you release me. It's not too late.
You're boring me. Pick up the pace.
Why do you care for that sorceress so much?
Go.
Are you in love?
Out of the way, all of you, or the old man dies.
Hold there!
I'm not joking.
I know. And I advise you not to hesitate. Kill him. For we shan't move one bit.
Renwald!
He who brings me the Witcher's head will get the Order of Merit.
But Ambassador Fitz-Estelen...
Your Excellency. Orders from the capital.
Now I'll have to kill you all.
What are you waiting for? Get him!
Final chapter this quick.
For the Emperor!
Holy sh...
Did you really think you could just prance in here? Make the Emperor proud! Kill him! Die, Nordling! The Imperial Army's ranks are endless! You're a stubborn beast, Nordling.
Long live the Emperor!
Dude, I can't... God!
Congratulations, Witcher. They were my best men.
Free Triss, or join them.
You amaze me. How can you risk your life for a witch?
Let's just say we're close.
I knew it. You're in love with her. You wouldn't risk your neck otherwise. But you don't know everything about her.
What are you talking about?
Your friend and the other witches conspired against your rulers.
You lie.
You think it impossible?
Triss was loyal to the crown.
You're a fool. That's what happens when tits take over a man's mind.
I don't believe you.
That's irrelevant at this point. During our chat, my people managed to regroup, call for reinforcements.
Maybe now they'll start fighting like men.
Time to show you the Empire's true power. Surround him!
For the Emperor!
Empire! Shield bearers, forward! Emperor, I failed you.
This is actually the... Alright.
Geralt?
No, she still remembers me.
Are you kidding? The only person you expect to see in a Nilfgaardian dungeon is the executioner.
Did they torture you?
They tried various things, but they got nothing from me.
I traveled half the world to find you.
I know it was hard on you. I'll never forget this, you hear? Never.
This is a little bit too much. I am a little bit interested in this.
I'd slaughter half the Nilfgaardian army for a friend. I know you're a member of the Lodge, Triss.
How do you know of the Lodge?
Does it matter? I also know the Lodge was behind Demaven's assassination.
Geralt,
I trust you.
For now.
I'm a member of the Lodge. Just like 8 other sorceresses. But if you think I'm responsible for the Lodge's actions, you're badly mistaken. The Lodge is a theater for 2 actresses. Sheila and Philippa have long dominated it.
To the point where you didn't know about the murder they planned?
To the point where I was no longer invited to gatherings.
Why?
They stopped trusting me.
Because you didn't agree with them?
9 women very rarely agree on anything. The actual problem was that...
Tell me.
I was close to you. If Sheila fears anyone, it's Geralt of Rivia. The Lodge did everything to convince me that our relationship didn't bother them, even that it suited them. But they manipulated me. Through me, they fed you select information. Depending on the circumstances, they twisted facts.
We're still close. They could still be doing it.
Don't insult me.
I don't trust you. I mean, Triss was with the freaking witches all along. She was in the freaking little capsule. Philippa's probably just lying. There's a side quest I could have done too with freaking the other witching girl back at the freaking town, but no. I freaking skipped it. I'm thinking, oh, I'll just come back here later. Nope. This is definitely the end.
Calm down, Triss. Reynold Ep Matson claimed otherwise, but I'll always take your word over that of some Nilfgaardian lowlifes. Now, you'll tell me everything you know. I need to learn the truth.
All existing councils of mages disintegrated after the Thanad massacre. We all acted separately. Philippa decided to create a new organization, a secret one this time. When I was sworn in, it never crossed my mind that the Lodge's plans would soon become secret to its members. As you know, Philippa's not one for minor undertakings. She presented a plan for creating a powerful state controlled by sorceresses.
No wonder the kings are opposing the sorceresses. Nobody likes a schemer.
Philippa and Sheila never lacked ideas or enthusiasm. To control a powerful state, they needed to create one first. Or find a wealthy land with a suitable political arrangement and an easily manipulated ruler. Sheila chose the Pontar Valley, Demavend, and Stennis.
Is she gonna use the freaking remembrance fire to control me? Control Geralt? Is Ozzy controlling the freaking Dragon Queen? Oh, then Triss. I guess. I don't know.
Demavend hated mages.
No more than Henselt or Radovid. Sheila and Philippa saw Demavend as the weakest ruler. His son, Stennis, blows hot and cold. Plus, he who controls the Pontar Valley controls the north. So it was in Edirn that a popular rebel emerged, preaching the idea of a new state. At one of our meetings, I just asked how they imagined overthrowing Demavend. That was the last time I was invited. After Demavend's death, I became suspicious but had no evidence. Philippa brushed me off. When you went off to meet Yorveth and Sheila was busy with the Karen's carcass, I managed to scan parts of her megascope. That's when I learned that Sheila had dealings with Letho.
Oh yeah, I see. How was she gonna tell you, girl? She was literally captured after.
Why didn't you tell me?
I wanted to, but we never met after that. Letho must have shadowed me when I entered Sheila's room. Then he forced me to teleport us to somewhere near Vergen.
Did you talk to him?
He wasn't aggressive. In Vergen, he told me that Sheila commissioned them to assassinate Demavend. Them being the Witchers of the School of the Viper. Sheila helped them prepare the assassination.
I wonder why he told you about it.
Is that important?
Conspirators who suddenly divulge everything? I'd be suspicious.
There was some interference as we teleported to Edirn. I emerged intact, but pretty battered.
I met the troll who fell in love with you.
He saved me, tended to my wounds. But when he started treating me like a caged canary, I fled. I knew Philippa was in the area. I decided to go see her and lay my cards on the table.
Maybe Letho wanted just that.
I met a woman at Philippa's house. Thought she was just a servant or Philippa's lover. Before I could speak, I was overpowered by spells. I hardly expected an attack. The pain I felt as my body was compressed, it's indescribable. As if all my bones were being broken. It's even worse when you return to your true form. In any case, Philippa had no idea her lover was a Nilfgaardian spy. I was carried as that figurine all the way to Loc Muinne. Asira decompressed me back just before they murdered her. Shillard interrogated me but learned nothing. If it wasn't for you, they'd have had me quartered. I didn't piece the puzzle together until I was here, in the dungeon. Now you know everything.
If I did that side quest earlier, I met up with this witch of yours and get her story. Saskia knew the Lodge's plans.
Did Saskia know the Lodge's plans?
She didn't even know the Lodge existed. Philippa told her that the sorceresses would support an independent state in the Pontar Valley, no strings attached. A fairy tale, but Saskia bought it. Saskia backed Philippa, and the people backed Saskia.
Philippa controlled Saskia with her spells.
Figures. The woman's a control freak.
She miscalculated by coming to Loc Muinne. Radovid had her imprisoned and then blinded.
That's impossible.
I was there. Who had Foltest assassinated?
I have no idea. Perhaps after Demavend's successful assassination, Sheila and Philippa decided to take the next step.
That would be stupid. Killing Demavend was a way to take control of the Pontar Valley. People would forget the regicide in a year, and the Lodge could put its plan in motion. They had to know that if Foltest died, men like Roach wouldn't rest until they learned why that had happened.
One thing is certain. Letho killed Foltest, and Sheila was working with Letho.
Ever find out what Sheila was actually doing in Flotsam? I find it hard to believe she went there just to kill a monster and earn a few orans.
You're right, of course. It had something to do with Letho and the Scoia'tael.
What did she want from Yorvith?
The Scoia'tael were Saskia's trump card. I expect Sheila needed to know what the elves would do, given that a war with Henselt was practically inevitable.
That'll have to do for now.
We'll learn more at the talks.
You're going to attend?
You have no memory of how the world worked before the Thanad massacre.
Actually, I know exactly how it worked.
That means...
We'll talk about my memory later.
All right. If the Council and Conclave still existed, kings wouldn't be assassinated and massacres would be less frequent. This is our chance to restore these institutions, and we shouldn't miss it. Normalizing relations between the rulers and the mages who advise them is our only chance for peace.
And our only chance to dismantle the Lodge.
The Lodge will disintegrate anyway. Once the kings learn it was behind the assassinations, they'll start a witch hunt. We can prevent that from happening. I'm all for punishing the guilty, but can't abide collective responsibility. I'm ready to go and reveal everything I know about Philippa Eilhart, Sheila de Tanserville, and their schemes.
Let's go then.
Yeah, we'll see how that's gonna end up.
Those Nilfgaardians, that's your work?
They followed their leader too blindly.
You killed them all?
They didn't slaughter themselves.
See
we
to it
shouldn't
then.
arrive at the same time. Let's split up.
Don't trust the other sorcerers. Well, obviously.
Triss.
Yes?
That was some mess. I wouldn't want to see you hurt like that again.
Don't worry, I'll manage. See you at the talks.
That was something.
All right.
There you go. Change character level 35. God damn, I leveled up 3 times. Why can't I still do the quest then?
We've broken through in the right spot.
Quiet.
Cynthia.
Stand ready. He killed Vanamar.
And many other mages. I know who he is, Cynthia.
In the same city as Philippa, and you didn't even bother to change your name. That takes balls.
Philippa's out of the picture. She's been arrested.
And I was supposed to die, but I didn't. Grave error.
I'll make you a deal.
Why are you here?
We suspect Der Hennes laboratory may contain documents and books that could be useful to the Imperial Academy of Science.
That wasn't even close to funny. You're lying.
We don't know what's inside. Dare Henna was a talented man, but also an eccentric.
What do you hope to find?
That's confidential. I cannot tell you. Regardless, we need your help. The laboratory lies beneath the Redanian camp, which we cannot penetrate above ground. We want to get there through the sewers, but can't manage it without a capable swordsman.
Any deals we make will not be on your terms.
Hear me out.
So be it.
Witcher, help me complete my mission. Help me open Dare Henna's laboratory.
What'll you give me?
I've read the intelligence reports. I know your past. There are things in there, important things you don't remember.
I could force you to tell me.
I don't think so. Will you torture me? We both know you couldn't.
I won't help you. I'm getting out of here. If you ever spot me again, I'd advise you to run.
Oh, go.
Not on my watch. Shillard condemned him to death. He should be dead. Vanimar failed. We cannot. Long live the Emperor!
Anyone to? Oh my.
Decide to go adventuring in our old age.
I'm just glad we escaped with our lives.
Well, I suppose that marks the definitive end of our expedition.
You couldn't spare them. We cannot hope to breach Dare Henna's locks without them.
I know, but I had no choice. I know Cynthia, her methods. They'd have used us just before they killed us.
What about science?
Science will find a way.
I really want to, though, man.
Fine. I'll help.
In exchange, I'll tell you all I can. Do we have a deal?
Yeah. One more thing.
We made a deal.
I'm even faster with my sword. No tricks.
Are we likely to encounter drowners? Or a related species? Perhaps other monsters?
That is how this world's built. Sewers are infested with monsters.
Ghouls?
No, just
I'm impressed.
I've kept my end of the bargain. I hope you'll keep yours.
Be sure of it.
I'm no rat to run around sewers. What we're looking for, anyway? Some graves, I heard.
Graves? So maybe there is something in this forest.
Shut your traps. Want the sergeant to hear? We've been deep shite. But it is a good idea.
We've got company.
Redanian bastards.
The entrance must be somewhere here.
If our experts are to be trusted.
Dare Henna dabbled in illusions, among other things.
He also experimented heavily with golems.
Golems with the power of speech, supposedly. They knew nothing of poetry, but...
Will you two shut up?
Yes, it's an illusion. I found a weak spot. Stand back. Later. Later en lawn. Lisa en lawn. Later, dear!
At times I'm caught. You can get my kind of feat. Though I have no needles, they say I am piercing. What am I?
Careful with the answer. It could be a trap.
Typical of Dare Henna. He was a genius with a penchant for mischievous jokes, like a child.
So a couple of adults, purported experts, should have no problem solving this.
Indeed, it's trivial. The answer is pain.
Incorrect.
Well.
No! Impossible! So many years of research together. Why did we ever embark on this?
That's unfortunate, mate.
I'm seen to fly, described as hard. I can be your currency and heal all wounds, but not many things can stand my test.
Feather at least now. What do you think?
Keep it serious this time. We don't need another corpse.
I think it's a feather. Lifted high into the air by the wind, it can appear to fly.
I was a mistress of riddles at the age of 10, but I've never heard of feather money or of fluff being a test of anything. The sun might work.
It appears to fly, can be punishing. It's minted on Nilfgaardian florins, and surviving it in the Korath Desert is a man's ultimate test. Fits nicely. What if it's death? Metaphor for death?
Master Farid reveals his poetic soul. Touching. Too bad all the solutions are unlikely.
What do you suggest? Time? The Redanian eagle? A toothless vampire? Perhaps the Witcher has a better idea.
Time.
Correct.
It's going rather well so far.
Not for everybody. Someone's been here recently.
Well, well, the competition's here.
Kill them!
They must have descended straight from their quarter.
Bled a Nordling.
A group of travelers wandering through the dark. 3 guides above them, so 3 were marked. At night they trailed a drake serpentine and a silver lady shining and fine. If only her visage she would deign to unfold. By day they followed a mountain vault, its riches untold.
Did I hear someone complain about the riddles being too easy?
Let's think this through. There are 9 alcoves, a fresco in each. That's 3 groups of 3 frescoes.
The riddle mentions 3 guides above the travelers. We must examine the frescoes, seek answers there.
I'll advise you about the riddle, but I will not take part in disarming the device. I've got a bad feeling about this.
I would say it describes a serpentine dragon swallowing its own tail, which represents infinity and thus time.
I believe it's the dragon constellation. It would be visible at night.
In alchemy, the winged serpentine dragon represents prime matter.
It should be the dragon constellation.
I shall take that one.
What do you think of the second verse?
To my mind, it speaks of the white rose, symbol of the Order of the Flaming Rose.
I think it describes the full moon.
The order remains largely unknown in the south, so the white rose seems unlikely.
I think it's the full moon.
Allow me.
What do you say to the third verse?
It describes the precipice, the ravine amidst mountains.
We must read the third line literally. To me, it suggests the Mahakam Mountains and its mines.
The verse is not literal. In many legends, towers are in fact vaults, which the hero must penetrate in order to rescue an imprisoned princess or find a long-concealed magic item.
The mine entrance in the mountainside. That seems logical. I'll stand next to that fresco. Let's see if we can solve this. Take your places.
Count me out. I want to live.
As you will.
There's this one.
Intruder detected.
No!
Our expedition has such a shame. I actually found those 2 amusing.
Shut up.
Of course, my lady.
That's unfortunate. It's a 3, not 4, man.
A golem. So Darehenna's legend is true.
It is no more than an obedient machine created to follow orders and kill. Not unlike our Witcher.
So I guess we should get along famously.
You? What do you know about golems?
I don't run into them in every forest, but any good bestiary describes golems at length, and I've read more than my share of those.
Geralt, I'm not questioning your knowledge, but I should be the one to...
Actually, you are questioning my knowledge. Listen, I know what I'm doing. I'll try to get it to reveal the word that'll deactivate it, or I'll just mess with its head. Break the code.
So now we've got a burglar in our midst. Be my guest. Try.
My intentions are good.
As are mine. Know, however, that this may change.
Darehenna must have been pretty lonely if he gave you eloquence.
The Master made me a guardian. Nothing less, nothing more. And you, provided you stand there, are a guest.
Did your creator give you a name?
I'm called obedience and unyielding persistence. I am a guardian and the humblest of servants.
A golem's name is the word that gave it life, and that can take it away. You must have a name.
I own nothing. Everything belongs to my master. How could I divulge the name if I exist solely to protect my creator's property?
So you're aware you're an automaton?
Do we really know who we are, where we came from, and where we are headed? Is human life predictable in that the cycle of birth and death ensnares it? Better than mine. When a human is born, he is obedient to his parents. Later, he listens to tutors, masters, corporals. Finally, he succumbs to the will of death.
And to think that Adalbert questioned Darehenna's mastery. Who, if anyone, is allowed to pass?
Darehenna, but he is dead. Also guests may pass, but I stop intruders.
Tell me more. Who's a guest and who's an intruder?
Is it not obvious? A guest keeps his distance, or knows the name word.
An intruder is anyone who enters too far, attacks me, or otherwise interferes with my being.
Has anyone tried to enter before?
I recall no intruders. I do, however, remember guests who left after being warned.
When was that? What did you discuss?
I am a machine. My memory is limited.
You are far more self-aware than a typical golem.
The Master made me the way I am, because long discussions were to his liking.
So you decide who's a guest?
Who else would? Guests chat in...
Do you remember your creator?
Of course. I was summoned into being by Master Dehenna. I abide by his will, by his power, by the necessity encased in my stone bowels.
Dehenna is dead.
His word, which animates me, lives on. Empires will rise and fall. Rivers...
Powerful magic created you. Dehenna was a true master.
He is still, since his mastery survives.
As a conscious being, you must be lonely here.
You are wrong. The pain of the world, melancholy.
But you can learn. They say that
In my case, it comes from the will of the...
And do you feel a need to discuss?
I feel nothing. I just have that need.
Can we discuss the
Of course not.
Can I ask you?
Do that, and I shall...
All right. I think I know how to get past this thing without a fight.
Burglar witchers, philosopher golems, an expedition replete with fascinating discoveries.
And terrible disappointments. Shut up, Adelbear. And you, Witcher, deal with that golem.
We know you exist by the will of your master, thanks to the name word he gave you.
That is true.
So Shirley's the first one, right?
So far, I'm a guest, and you were created to greet guests. As a guest, I command you to tell me your true name.
In making that request, you took hostile action against my mission and ceased to be a guest. Stop the intruders.
It's seriously, but I shouldn't have asked for his name anyways.
You were created to discern intruders from guests. You are to stop the former and greet the latter.
Intruders must be stopped.
Are you aware that intruders may seek to deceive you?
I have stone fists to defend myself against those armed with swords. I have my iron logic to defend against those armed with words.
But intruders could include sorcerers who alter reality. They could be illusionists or mere liars. What then is certain?
My existence is certain, as is my master's will.
Since only you and the master's legacy exist for certain, everything else is doubtful. A malicious intruder could cloud your senses.
I am the guardian. The master prepared me for that.
He couldn't foresee everything, so he gave you a mind to compensate. You're much more conscious and intelligent than a guardian needs to be. Your master says, greet guests and stop intruders. That is certain, but everything else can be a lie. And you cannot allow yourself to attack guests. That would be against your master's will.
Guests must be greeted, and intruders must be stopped. This is Dehenna's will. Are you a guest or an intruder?
Doesn't matter what I answer. Your senses deceive you. You can trust only your mind. You can't assume I'm a guest, because I may be an intruder. You can't assume I'm an intruder, because I may be a guest.
This is a contradiction, a paradox. The law of excluded middle.
We've done it. We've penetrated Dehenna's laboratory.
Let's have a look. This is better than
A great success for Nilfgaard, this mission.
Maybe you'll get that promotion.
Dehenna mentions some bacteria strains.
Can you feel that?
My medallion's vibrating.
Another masking illusion. I'll try to disperse it. Later and Lorn. Lisa and Lorn. Later, dear!
Took to Seracania. Device. What is it?
You've done your job. You'll be paid and...
Paid like the scholars were? They died once they were no longer useful.
They were never useful, but Cynthia insisted. Fortunately, they were so kind as to remove themselves without my help.
I'm not about to be that kind.
Adelbear, you know what you're to look for.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a prototype megascope. I didn't know it had survived.
What's it do?
The artifact detects an emotional bond with a person. Its user need only focus on that person and the device will establish a connection.
Great tool for a spy.
Yes.
Time you fulfilled your end of the bargain. What do you know about my past?
You were a rider of the Wild Hunt. I read the reports.
Don't the Nilfgaardians have anything better to do than write reports about witchers?
Not about witches. About you. You are the sole person to have been a member of the host, and survived.
Anything else? Any detail you can give me would be useful.
Don't trust Letho.
You think I trust the people I hunt?
He's your foe today, but he wasn't always.
How do you know I knew Letho?
I've read...
The reports, I know. Why are you warning me about him?
Because I like you.
Is there anything to prove I was part of the Wild Hunt?
Nothing. Apart from the fact that Nilfgaardian intelligence agents are drawn and quartered for lying in their reports.
An enlightened nation indeed.
You haven't the faintest notion how many people are interested in you. Very important people.
Just because I survived?
You're a former rider of the hunt, and you live. You may be the key to solving the mystery of the retinue, and they all know that. You must watch out for yourself.
Let's say you've satisfied my curiosity.
Well then, consider me glad to have satisfied a witcher, whatever the way.
I'd like to try out the device.
You realize that can only end badly.
Cut in again and I'll put you in my report. You may use it, but just once.
Giving state secrets away to a Nordling. Will you mention that in your report?
You're sure to be named a commander one day, Adalbert. But until that happens, be a good boy and do your job.
Article 22 of the Code is clear. Suspicion of treason is sufficient grounds to strip a commander of power. Article 1 of my personal code is equally clear. Traitors must be subjected to the most painful death possible.
I didn't expect that.
Multiplication. Second year at the academy, all mages learn it.
I didn't expect you to take my side.
Well, now choose one person you wish to contact. After that, the artifact's mine.
Nilfgaardian agents get quartered for lying in reports. What does the Empire do to agents who kill their colleagues?
Nothing. As long as no one finds out.
Will we meet again?
I wouldn't mind at all. Look for me at the inn.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't eavesdrop while I eavesdropped.
I shan't trouble you. I've a lot of work to do here.
I made sure we'd have a trustworthy cook while in Loc Muinne. I'll not allow anyone to slip poison into your goblet here.
I cannot sit here and eat in peace while Philippa rots in a dungeon.
Regardless of Philippa's whereabouts and predicament, you must behave as befits a queen.
Does that rule out caring for my friends?
Philippa will manage. And even should she fail, I'm sure her final wish would be that we follow through with the plan. So eat. You must be at full strength during the summit. A very important task awaits you.
I hope you learned something useful.
I'm just sorry I can't use the artifact a few more times.
Its power has been depleted.
I understand. Thanks anyway. These ruins must hold many secrets.
I'm certain of that. It was a beautiful city. A city...
Think the city would have survived if those armies had been Imperial?
Your king started the war with the Enshe. Nilfgaard's relations with the elves have always been...
They really did a job on your brain. You had me fooled back in Vergen. That sweet face of yours. Never suspected it could belong to some...
Mock me if you must. But I truly believe one huge empire is many nations under one crown, with shared law...
Sounds great. Let me know when it works out. That was an interesting adventure, Cynthia.
Yes. People bond over experiences like that.
Yeah, kinda makes you wonder what happened back in Vergen. Did you get your promotion?
Not yet. But His Imperial Majesty rewards dedication.
Can he discern the truth from lies?
What do you mean?
I take it the Emperor has no idea his sorceress helped a mutant kill a Nilfgaardian mage.
It was a dangerous expedition. Casualties...
Got time to talk? Or are you off on another dangerous mission?
Even we Nilfgaardian agents rest sometimes.
I found some of Derhenna's notes.
Among other things.
He makes several...
Loc Muinne conceals many more secrets.
Well, If Der Hen is to be trusted, the epidemic had something to do with the end.
I'm no expert on diseases, Witcher. Who knows? Perhaps Der Hen was right in the decline of...
Used the artifact.
I'm working on improving it.
You knew what we'd find.
Come again?
You wanted the bacteria strains that killed the Vrans, or more precisely,
This is very
I suspect that's exactly why.
The North is in chaos. An epidemic is the last thing you need. And one...
Fortunately, it's now in the right hands. In Emir's civilized...
Precisely.
I'm finding it hard to believe.
Did you come here to insult me?
No. Sorry.
What exactly do you want?
I was curious. I wanted to see which Cynthia I'd meet this time. The spy, the sorceress, or maybe the woman.
Which were you hoping to meet?
The real one.
Let's assume you're speaking to her. How do you like her?
Let's say I like her quite a bit.
Compliments are clearly not your forte.
I just told you why I've come. Care to tell me why you invited me?
Let's say I was interested to see which Geralt would show up.
And?
I just want to see.
The minstrels got it right. Women of the South are both passionate and clever.
I like to improvise.
Yeah, I noticed. Farewell, Cynthia.
Verfail.